Strength is not born in comfort. It is forged in betrayal, in rejection, in nights where no one comes to save you. The strongest version of yourself will never emerge from ease. It rises from fire. You must understand this. Life does not reward the kind. It rewards the relentless. The world does not bend for the good. It bends for the unbreakable. And if you want to ascend, you must stop asking for fairness, because fairness is an illusion whispered to keep men obedient. The truth? Nobody cares about your struggles. Nobody will hand you power. If you are not willing to become ruthless with your time, your energy, and your focus, then you are willingly choosing weakness. The first step is brutal acceptance. No one is coming. The second step is savage responsibility. Everything is on you. This is the foundation. Without it, every rule that follows will collapse. If you can't stomach this, leave now. If you can, then comment below with this creed: no one saves me, I save myself. Because this is where your transformation begins, not with hope, not with mercy, but with ruthless clarity. Number 1. Discipline is freedom. Every man talks about freedom, but few ever taste it. Most confuse freedom with doing whatever they want, whenever they want. That is not freedom, it is slavery to impulse. Real freedom comes only through discipline. When your body obeys your mind, when your habits serve your vision, when your time bends to your command, that is freedom. Discipline is the architecture of strength. It is the silent contract you sign with yourself every morning, the unshakable agreement that no matter how you feel, you will act. The man who waits for motivation will always be chained by weakness, but the man who has discipline becomes unstoppable. Discipline builds the frame for greatness. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your body, and hardens your spirit. It is the small, consistent actions done with precision and resolve that stack into an unshakable foundation. This is not about punishment. It is about power. The kind of power that makes you calm in chaos, steady in storms, unshaken when the world bends. Every great warrior, thinker, and leader who carved their name into history did it through disciplined practice. And now, so will you. Comment these words and make them your oath. Discipline is my freedom. Say it, write it, live it, because the moment you master yourself, no man and no circumstance will ever master you again. Number 2. Build relentless focus. Power is scattered when the mind is scattered. Weak men fail not because they lack intelligence, but because they chase too many things too quickly, with too little depth. The strongest version of yourself is not the man who does everything. It is the man who chooses one direction, one mission, and burns his energy into it until the world has no choice but to recognize his presence. Focus is the amplifier of strength. It takes your skills, your knowledge, your will, and concentrates them into a laser that cuts through every distraction. To master focus, you must guard your attention as you would guard your life, because in many ways, it is your life. What you give your attention to is what you become. Do not let trivial noise, shallow entertainment, or the endless opinions of others fracture your path. Every second you waste on things that do not build you is a second stolen from the man you are meant to become. Instead, direct your eyes forward, cut away what does not matter, and pour yourself fully into what does. Focus transforms effort into results, potential into legacy. It creates momentum so powerful that resistance breaks before it. And once you have tasted the clarity of relentless focus, the world will feel different, sharper, simpler, conquerable. Your task is not to do everything, but to do the right things, with such intensity that nothing can stand in your way. Comment this below: my focus is my fortress, because when your mind is fortified by purpose, no distraction, no temptation, and no weakness can penetrate it. Guard your focus, nurture it, relentlessly protect it, for in focus, you discover the raw power to become unstoppable. Number 3, forge unshakable resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It is about rising every single time it comes. No matter how strong you become, life will test you, storms will strike, obstacles will appear, and setbacks will arrive uninvited. But the strongest version of yourself does not crumble. He adapts, he endures, he pushes through. Resilience is the armor of the mind and the steel of the spirit. It is the inner voice that says, "I will not stop here," even when everything seems stacked against you. Remember, greatness is never built in perfect conditions. Diamonds form under pressure. Mountains rise from collisions. So must you. Every failure you face is a teacher. Every difficulty is resistance training for your soul. Do not fear the challenges. They are shaping you into someone who cannot be broken. When the world expects you to fold, stand tall. When fear whispers retreat, step forward. The man who has resilience becomes unshakable because nothing outside of him holds the power to destroy him. This is why resilience is not weakness, it is invincibility. Carry this truth with you. Your strength is not proven by what happens when life is easy. It is proven by how you stand when life is hard. And when others look at you, let them see a man who does not bend, who does not break, who only grows sharper with every test. Comment below and make this your creed. I rise through every storm. Say it and believe it, because resilience is not just surviving, it is thriving, evolving, and walking through fire untouched. Number 4. Master the power of consistency. Consistency is the quiet force that separates the ordinary from the exceptional. Talent without consistency is wasted potential. Ambition without consistency is a fading spark. But consistency, daily, disciplined, relentless consistency, is what transforms a man into a monument. Think of water cutting through stone, not by force, not by speed, but by persistence. That is the secret. Small, intentional actions, repeated over time, carving destiny into reality. The world respects the man who shows up again and again, long after excitement fades, long after applause dies, long after others have quit. Consistency is not glamorous, it is often invisible. It is waking before dawn when no one is watching. It is training your mind, your body, and your craft with devotion, even when no reward is in sight. The strongest version of yourself is not built in moments of passion, but in the daily grind of discipline. Consistency breeds momentum, and momentum breeds inevitability. When you commit fully, your progress compounds, your growth multiplies, and your presence becomes undeniable. Understand this. Greatness is never a single act. It is the echo of countless disciplined days stacked together. Do not underestimate the power of steady effort. The man who commits to consistency is the man who can no longer be stopped, because no single failure, no single setback, no single bad day can erase the mountain of progress he has built. This is why consistency is the ultimate weapon. It makes success not a matter of chance, but a matter of time. So choose your path, define your standard, and honor it every day without excuse. This is how legacies are written, one day at a time, without fail. And remember this, consistency is not about perfection. It is about persistence. You will stumble, but you must continue. You will face resistance, but you must endure. Even on days where progress feels invisible, the act of showing up plants seeds beneath the soil that will one day break through with unstoppable force. Consistency transforms your habits, and habits transform your identity. What you repeat, you become. And when what you repeat is strength, discipline, and focus, you inevitably become the man you were destined to be. This is why consistency is the great equalizer. It does not care about talent, background, or luck. It rewards only the relentless. And if you hold to it, no matter how small the steps, you will arrive where others only dreamed. Every day you remain consistent, you are declaring to the world, I will not be moved. I will not be stopped. My destiny is inevitable. Comment these words below and make them your personal commandment. Consistency makes me unstoppable. Because when you live with that truth, success is no longer a question of if, it becomes a certainty of when. Number 5, strength through solitude. In the journey of becoming the strongest version of yourself, you will discover a truth that many fear to face. Solitude is power. Most men run from silence, filling their lives with noise, distractions, and constant company. But solitude is not emptiness. It is the crucible where clarity is born. The man who fears being alone has not yet met himself. The man who embraces solitude finds strength that no crowd can give. When you are alone, the masks fall away. There is no one to impress, no one to validate you, no one to carry the weight. There is only you, and that is where power begins. Solitude strips you down to your essence. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to sharpen your thoughts, to face the man in the mirror without excuse. It is in solitude that warriors forged their resolve, philosophers shaped their wisdom, leaders envisioned their empires. Every great man in history has known the necessity of withdrawing from the noise to return stronger, clearer, and unshakable. Solitude teaches you self-reliance. It reveals what you truly value. It builds an inner fortress that no betrayal, no rejection, no outside storm can breach. When you learn to stand strong in solitude, you become unbreakable because your strength no longer depends on anyone else. The world respects the man who does not cling, who does not beg for attention, who does not fear being misunderstood. Such a man radiates presence because his power is rooted within, not borrowed from the crowd. Do not mistake this for isolation. Solitude is not cutting yourself off from the world. It is strengthening yourself so that when you walk into the world, you walk in with authority, with calm, with certainty. A man anchored in solitude is immune to the chaos of others because he has learned to draw from his own well. This is why your ability to be alone and grow in that aloneness is one of the greatest weapons you will ever wield. In solitude, you read, you train, you build, you think, you create, you prepare while the world distracts itself. And when the time comes, you step forward, not as one who seeks validation, but as one who commands it without asking. Make solitude your ally, not your enemy. Learn to enjoy your own company. Learn to thrive in your own silence. Because when you can stand strong alone, you can stand anywhere. Comment these words below and let them define your strength. Solitude is my power. Say it with conviction. Write it as your truth. Because the man who conquers solitude conquers himself, and the man who conquers himself cannot be conquered by anything else. Number 6. Command your energy. Energy is life. It is the unseen currency that determines everything you can and cannot do. You may have strength, you may have vision, you may have ambition, but without the mastery of your energy, all of it will scatter into nothing. The man who wastes his energy is the man who wastes his life. And here lies the truth. The strongest version of yourself is not the one who has endless reserves. It is the one who knows exactly where to place his reserves. Commanding your energy begins with awareness. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak, every action you take either feeds your power or drains it. Most men bleed energy without realizing it, scrolling endlessly, engaging in petty conflicts, wasting their vitality on gossip, distraction, or empty pursuits. But the man who masters energy becomes a force of nature. He channels his vitality with precision. He knows what builds him and what breaks him. He invests his energy into his body, into his craft, into his purpose, and refuses to give it away to anything unworthy. Energy is focus, energy is time, energy is presence. And when you guard it with the same ferocity you would guard your life, you rise above the masses who squander theirs. The key is not to do more, but to do less, better. Eliminate what drains you, double down on what empowers you, sleep with intention, train with intensity, work with clarity, speak only when it matters, move only with purpose. This is how you build an energy field around you so magnetic that people feel it when you walk into the room. Energy is not just physical, it is emotional, mental, spiritual. You must keep your emotional energy clean by refusing to dwell on resentment or self-pity. You must keep your mental energy sharp by feeding your mind with knowledge, not noise. You must keep your spiritual energy strong by aligning your actions with your highest values. When all these energies align, you are unstoppable. A man with high energy commands respect without asking, because his presence is undeniable. People can sense it. They may not understand it, but they feel it. This is why you must become ruthless with where your energy flows. Guard your mornings like sacred ground. Protect your attention from the poison of endless distractions. Surround yourself with people who fuel your fire, not those who dim it. The strongest warriors in history were not always the most skilled. They were the most energized, the most focused, the most alive in their purpose. Energy is the multiplier of everything you are. With energy, you can endure, you can create, you can lead, you can inspire. Without it, even the greatest vision dies in silence. So let this be etched into your code. Do not waste your fire. Do not allow your vitality to be stolen by trivialities. Channel it, guard it, command it, because a man who commands his energy commands his destiny. And if you live by this rule, you will rise with power that cannot be ignored. Comment these words below and turn them into your oath. My energy obeys my purpose. Live by it, embody it, and watch as your life bends to your will. Number 7. Build an unshakable mind. The battlefield of power, of strength, of destiny has always been the mind. Muscles will decay, fortunes may rise and fall, circumstances will shift like sand, but the mind, sharpened and fortified, remains the throne upon which power sits. To build the strongest version of yourself, you must create an unshakable mind. This is not the common mind that bends under stress, collapses under fear, or crumbles under doubt. This is the mind that stands like a fortress, solid, disciplined, and immovable in its command. An unshakable mind begins with clarity. Know who you are, know what you value, know where you are going. Without clarity, the mind drifts. With clarity, the mind cuts through fog like a blade. Train your mind to dismiss noise, to rise above petty distractions, to remain focused on the great horizon ahead. Every day, the world will try to steal your attention, tempt you into weakness, drag you into chaos. But you are not common. You guard your mind like a king guards his kingdom, allowing in only what builds strength, only what sharpens wisdom, only what fuels your fire. An unshakable mind is also disciplined in thought. Thoughts are seeds. Plant weakness, and weakness grows. Plant strength, and strength rises. Do not waste mental energy on fear, jealousy, or comparison. Such thoughts are thieves that rob you of your empire. Instead, feed your mind with resilience, with gratitude, with vision, with strategy. Command your inner dialogue with precision. Never speak to yourself as a victim, only as a victor. When doubt arises, transform it into resolve. When fear knocks, answer it with preparation. When chaos strikes, respond with calm control. The unshakable mind does not panic, it calculates. It does not complain, it adapts. It does not collapse, it endures. And through this discipline, the world begins to see a man who cannot be rattled. Understand this truth. Strength of mind is not about denying emotion, but mastering it. Anger can become fire that fuels action. Fear can become alertness that sharpens instincts. Pain can become wisdom that prevents future mistakes. Every emotion is energy, and the unshakable mind bends that energy into power. This is why great leaders, warriors, and thinkers were always masters of their own minds first, because once you master the mind, you master everything else. To build this strength, train it daily. Expose yourself to discomfort and watch yourself endure. Study wisdom, philosophy, strategy. Reflect in solitude. Meditate on your path. Sharpen your concentration through discipline. And above all, test yourself. The unshakable mind is not built in comfort. It is built by facing challenges head-on and refusing to yield. Soon, nothing external can shake you, because you have already conquered the inner battlefield. Imagine this: storms raging around you, people breaking under pressure, chaos tearing through the world. Yet you stand calm, eyes forward, mind clear, spirit steady. That is the mark of the unshakable mind. That is the mind of a man untouchable. And when you embody this, others will look to you for strength, because they will feel your certainty, your presence, your command. This is the kind of mind that bends fate itself. Comment below and etch this declaration into your being. My mind is my fortress. Say it as law, as creed, as identity. For once you truly believe it, you will carry within you a fortress no enemy can breach, no setback can topple, no storm can destroy. Build this mind, and you will hold in your hands the ultimate key to becoming the strongest version of yourself. Number 8. Forge the body into a weapon. The mind is command, but the body is execution. A sharp mind trapped in a weak body is like a king imprisoned in chains. His vision may be vast, but his reach is crippled. To become the strongest version of yourself, you must forge your body into a weapon, precise, powerful, disciplined, and unyielding. This is not about vanity, it is about function, control, and presence. A man whose body radiates strength commands attention without speaking. His posture tells a story of resilience. His stride speaks of certainty. His very frame communicates that he is not to be trifled with. Physical strength is not just muscle, it is stamina, endurance, and vitality. It is the daily training of your body until it obeys your will without hesitation. When you master your body, you build not only strength, but confidence, because nothing speaks louder to the mind than proving, day after day, that you can push further than yesterday. Your workouts become rituals, your sweat becomes sacrifice, your discipline becomes testimony that you are willing to carry yourself with honor. Train with intensity, eat with purpose, rest with strategy, because every choice is either sharpening or dulling the weapon that is your body. Think of the ancient warriors, the samurai, the legionnaires, the gladiators. They did not train for looks, they trained for survival, for dominance, for readiness. You must adopt the same mindset. Train so that you are prepared for whatever life demands, whether it is endurance through long struggles, strength to protect what is yours, or energy to pour into your mission. A strong body builds a strong spirit, because when you feel yourself growing stronger, you begin to see yourself as capable of enduring anything. Do not neglect this truth. The body is the foundation that supports the throne of the mind. A weak body saps the will, but a strong body feeds it. Every rep, every step, every drop of sweat is not just physical, it is psychological, it is spiritual. It is a message that says, I am rising. Discipline your body, and you discipline your mind. Conquer your flesh, and you conquer your fear. Your body becomes your armor, your fortress, your instrument of presence in the world. And remember, it is not about comparison to others. It is about mastery of yourself. Compete only against yesterday's version of you. Lift more, run further, fight harder, endure longer, not because you must, but because you can. This is the transformation. You stop seeing training as struggle, and you start seeing it as privilege. You begin to hunger for challenge, to crave the burn, to welcome the weight, because you know every ounce of effort is forging you into someone untouchable. A forged body fuels a forged mind, and together they create the man who is unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. Comment below and let these words be carved into your path. My body is my weapon. Say it, live it, embody it. For the man who forges his body into a weapon becomes not just stronger, he becomes sovereign over himself, and sovereign men are the ones who shape the world. Number 9. Master the art of legacy. Strength, discipline, resilience, focus, energy, solitude, consistency, clarity of mind, and a forged body. All of these form the foundation of greatness. But true power reaches beyond you. The strongest version of yourself is not just measured by what you achieve in this life, but by what remains when you are gone. Legacy is the mark you leave on the world, the echo of your actions, the impact of your presence. Legacy is the shadow that walks long after you are no longer here. To master legacy, you must live with intention. Every choice you make must serve a higher purpose. Every effort must align with something greater than fleeting pleasures or temporary rewards. The man who builds legacy does not chase applause. He builds structures that endure. He plants seeds that grow. He creates influence that outlives him. Legacy begins in silence, in the daily grind, in the decisions no one sees. It is not built overnight, but forged through years of consistency, vision, and unshakable values. Legacy is not about being remembered by many. It is about being remembered deeply by those who matter, those whose lives were shaped by your strength, your wisdom, your example. A father who raises his children to be strong and wise has built legacy. A leader who lifts others to rise higher than themselves has built legacy. A warrior who stands unshaken in the face of adversity, inspiring others to do the same, has built legacy. Legacy is built not through grand speeches, but through relentless action. Ask yourself daily, what am I building that will remain? Will my work outlive me? Will my actions echo through generations? Or will I fade, leaving no trace? The strongest version of yourself knows this truth. We are temporary, but what we build can be eternal. To live with legacy in mind is to live with power, because it forces you to rise above trivial distractions and align with something timeless. It makes you weigh your words, your habits, your actions, not just by how they serve you today, but by how they shape tomorrow. Legacy demands vision, but also sacrifice, the willingness to endure discomfort today so that your future self and those who follow you stand on stronger ground. And legacy, once chosen, changes everything. It changes how you train. Because you are no longer training for vanity, you are training to embody strength for decades. It changes how you work. Because you are no longer chasing quick wins, you are building lasting influence. It changes how you live, because you begin to see yourself not just as one man, but as the seed of a future that extends beyond you. This is why legacy is the crown of strength. Everything else builds you. Legacy ensures you remain. Comment these words below and let them mark your path. I build what outlives me. Etch it into your mind, live by it daily, and know that the man who lives for legacy cannot be erased, for his strength is written into eternity. Number 10. Command time, command life. Of all the forces in existence, time is the most ruthless. It cannot be bargained with. It cannot be slowed. It cannot be reclaimed once it is gone. Every second that passes either builds you or buries you. The strongest version of yourself understands this truth deeply. Power comes from mastery over time, not control in the sense of halting its flow. That is impossible. Control in the sense of commanding how every moment is used, how every day is lived, how no hour is wasted on what does not elevate you. Most men treat time as if it were infinite, scattering their hours on distractions, pouring their days into trivialities, and waking years later wondering why they remain unchanged. But the man who commands time understands that each day is a blade, sharp, finite, irreversible, and he wields it with precision. To master time is to rise each morning with intention, to know what matters, and to cut away what doesn't. It is to treat your calendar as a battlefield, defending your hours against intruders of mediocrity, guarding your focus from the thieves of distraction, and investing your minutes into building strength, knowledge, health, and impact. Time is not money. Time is life. Money lost can be made again. Time lost is gone forever. Therefore, the man who masters time becomes unstoppable because he multiplies his efforts across weeks, months, years, until his momentum cannot be matched. Commanding time does not mean rigid schedules or lifeless routines. It means aligning your time with your highest purpose. It means asking, with every action, does this bring me closer to the man I seek to become? Does this feed my mission, my body, my mind, my legacy? If not, it is cut away. The disciplined use of time creates a life of power. With consistency and focus, what seems impossible to others becomes inevitable to you. Every great empire was not built in days, but in years of purposeful time. Every great warrior was not forged in a single battle, but in countless days of preparation. Your life is your empire, your body, your weapon, your mind, your command post, and time is the resource that fuels it all. Do not squander it. Respect it. Guard it with the same intensity with which you guard your dreams. When you command time, you command life itself. Comment these words below and let them define how you live. I command my time. I command my life. Say it as truth. Live it as law, and watch how time bends in your favor when you honor it with discipline and purpose. Number 11. Surround yourself with strength. No man becomes great in isolation forever. Solitude builds self-mastery, but the environment you choose will either elevate or erode your destiny. The strongest version of yourself understands this. You are shaped by the company you keep. Surround yourself with weakness, and weakness becomes normal. Surround yourself with strength, and strength becomes your standard. Human beings are wired to mirror those around them. Habits, attitudes, standards, and beliefs are contagious. If you sit with men who waste their time, complain about their lives, and avoid responsibility, you will unconsciously begin to absorb their mediocrity. But if you stand among men who are disciplined, purposeful, and unshakable, you will be pulled upward by their gravity. Your circle is not entertainment, it is influence. Every conversation, every interaction, every relationship is either building your empire or draining it. This is why you must be ruthless with your environment. Seek out those who sharpen you, challenge you, and demand more from you than you demand from yourself. Find mentors who have walked the path you aspire to. Build alliances with brothers who refuse to accept weakness. Surround yourself with warriors of the mind, body, and spirit, because their fire will keep yours burning when your strength is tested. This does not mean using others, nor does it mean clinging to them. It means aligning with those who live by the same standard of power, honor, and discipline that you are forging in yourself. Brotherhood fuels resilience. Shared vision creates unstoppable momentum. Together, strong men become stronger. The iron sharpens iron. Understand this. Greatness does not grow in soil polluted by mediocrity. Plant yourself where strength is the culture, where ambition is the expectation, where excellence is the minimum. And just as you seek such men, you must become such a man. You must be the standard others measure against, the flame that others draw strength from, the example that lifts those around you. For legacy is not just what you build, it is the strength you inspire in others. Surround yourself with strength, and you will never walk alone on your path of power. Comment these words below and make them your oath. I walk with strength, I rise with strength, because the man who chooses his circle with wisdom chooses his future with certainty. Number 12. Become untouchable. This is where it all converges. Every rule you have heard, discipline, focus, resilience, consistency, solitude, energy, mind, body, time, legacy, brotherhood, they are not fragments. They are pieces of a single truth. The truth that the strongest version of yourself is not an accident. It is not gifted, it is forged. And when you forge it, you become untouchable. To be untouchable does not mean you avoid struggle. It means struggle cannot break you. To be untouchable does not mean you avoid pain. It means pain cannot define you. To be untouchable does not mean the world bends for you. It means you bend yourself until you become unshakable, immovable, inevitable. Untouchable is the man who knows himself completely, commands himself fully, and carries himself with presence that no enemy, no failure, no rejection can diminish. Untouchable is the man who no longer competes with the world. He competes only with yesterday's reflection. He is sovereign, he is steady, he is free, and you, right now, have the choice to claim that state. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now, step by step, day by day, you embody these rules, and you transform into a force that cannot be ignored. So I ask you, what will your creed be? Drop it in the comments. Write it as your declaration. I am untouchable. Say it, believe it, live it, because this is your turning point. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer hoping for change. You are no longer bowing to weakness. You are stepping into power, into presence, into the version of yourself that was always waiting to rise. Remember, no one saves you, no one builds you, no one crowns you. You do it. And when you do, when you walk this path with precision and fire, you will notice something strange. Obstacles shrink, distractions fade, fear loses its teeth. Why? Because you are untouchable. That is the final rule. That is the ultimate command. And if you live it, the world will not be the same. Now, if these words strike truth in you, then carry this channel forward. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this is not the end, it is the beginning. Welcome to Stoicism, where men are remade into power. And remember one last time, comment it below, burn it into your mind, and let it echo in your soul. I am untouchable.